Good morning. Hope you can hear me okay. I've got a huge gym style fan going off in, I think, I always use the wrong hand there. You can just see it in the corner of the video. So that's a huge 20-inch gym style fan. It's very noisy, but it's lovely and cool in here. And cool is what you need at the moment. So I thought I would pop in and do an impromptu live because I'm being a little bit more spontaneous in August, and I want to talk to you about why, what's happening in my world and why, and how that's going to help you. So it's Monday morning, and Monday's a great day, isn't it, for reinventing yourself? And by the way, let's just say I may get calls while I'm on this live, and I may have to take them because I've got contractors at the house. So just warning you, that might happen on the live. That's live for me at the moment. So for those of you that don't know me, sorry, I've just got a little message saying we're struggling to stream into LinkedIn. So we may not be going into LinkedIn. So sorry about that. Anyway, morning, Rebecca. I'm Mandy. For those of you that don't know me, and I'm a creative genius consultant, artist and author, a mad woman who's just moved to Scotland, bought a huge house, renovating it, and trying to build a huge launch for a business for September. So I'm absolutely crazy. So the month of August is a month of transition for me. I have literally just got back from my property that I've bought in Scotland, having settled in 3 contractors. So I've got 3 contractors working on site today. I've got a young boy called Nathan who's stripping walls. I've got Colin still building a wall in the garden. I've got Graham who's just landed, and he's taking out carpets and curtains and curtain poles and cupboards and things that don't need to be there. So there's lots happening. So that's a huge transition for me over the month of August. And I made a decision with my team that through August, all we would do on social media was just share pictures of this property that I've bought, the before pictures with some captions through the month, and I would show up randomly and do lives rather than stick to my Tuesday evening with a theme that I normally do. So you'll see me intermittently throughout the week. So in addition to that, I'm working on something really big, and I wanted to share that with you today because I've done a hell of a lot of work in the last week on that. Just got a message to say you're streaming on LinkedIn. Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. It's back up and running. Sometimes it's a bit dodgy on LinkedIn. Thank you. So in the last week, I have spent lots of hours. And when I say lots, I mean lots. 13, 14-hour days. And I don't normally work that long. I've got a business that doesn't need me to. But I've got a huge launch happening in September for my business. And there's a reason behind it. It's not just for the sake of a launch. Over the last year, where I've been working with the current cohorts that are in my signature program, I've discovered a lot about the creative women that I work with. And one of the biggest struggles that these ladies have, and that I know a lot of you creative women out there, is identity. And identity is a struggle because you have lived in a society that has told you that creativity is not something that A, you can make money from, or B, that you should be doing as a job. You should get a proper job, you should earn proper money, you should live in the same rules as the rest of society when you're not actually like that, which actually messes with your identity. It really does mess with your identity because you start to question yourself. You start to question yourself, your self-worth. You're comparing yourself to others because people are telling you these things and you believe them. At our core, we believe the messages that are given to us from a very young age. So what I wanted to do to really, really help creative women was to help them get to grips with their identity and where they were right now. So I've created a quiz, and it sounds dead easy, doesn't it? Create a quiz, Mandy. Yeah, that's easy. Let's just create a quiz. So in creating a quiz, I've had to read 4 books on the 4 archetypes I wanted to base the quiz on, because what I wanted to do was enable you to associate yourself with somebody that you are familiar with. So I've created 4 archetypes for my quiz. based on the 12 Jungian archetypes that are commonly known out there and used through business and marketing, and actually help us really get to grips with our identity. So these 4 archetypes are based on artists, and I've really read up on these artists and looked at their personalities, their archetypal traits, their lives, how they lived them, what they were famous for. And I've been able to link the personality types I've experienced through my first cohort in my program to these 4 artist archetypes. So my quiz is going to lead you to one of these archetypes and tell you which one you are. And then it's going to give you a load of information about that. And then the next step is to understand that archetype and then understand how you show up based on the traits of that archetype. So it's a whole process. This has taken me a long time to build. So that's what's coming with the launch in September. I'm going to do a 5-day challenge where I'm going to teach you how to make money in a week. How to make money in a week as a creative, and part of that will be you'll be able to do the quiz and understand your archetype better. They are really in depth, and they each come with a workbook. So there's a lot happening at the moment on that, which is huge. It's huge. I've still got a lot of work to do on that. So as well as that, I am reinventing myself in terms of, creating this property where I'm going to be running retreats. I'm project managing that at the moment. I'm managing the financial plan, the actual plan of works. I'm looking for funding for specific things. There's a lot happening there as well. So in the last week, I've been able to put an application in for funding so that I can run creative retreats for young people with autism, not retreats, workshops for young people with autism. So that's also a project that's on the side. There's a lot happening. So when we're talking identity, we all have this core identity of who we are, the things that we are naturally based on our values, our upbringing, on our education, on our family and network, how we interact with our families or not, whether we have families or not, based on relationships that we've had that have been good and bad in our past. We all have this identity that grows all of the time, because my identity shifted when I spent those amazing 7 years with my late husband, and I learned as much from him in 7 years as I'd learned on any degree course or at any other part of my life. So our identity changes and we change, but our core values that sit within it don't change. We grow, and we can grow from one identity to another. So when I've created these archetypes for my quiz that's coming up, you may actually be one archetype, but that doesn't mean that you can't grow into a different one, because as you learn more and as you experience more and as you implement more, then things change about you, and things change about your network, and things change about your belief system. But underneath it all, your values stay the same. So if one of your values is integrity, which mine is, then I run my business with integrity and my life with integrity and everything that comes with that. And I can't change that innate value in myself, but I might change the way I present it through different methods over time, because I learn things. But that will always stay the same. My love for my family will always stay the same, no matter what else happens. But, you change what you do around that and how you behave around people as they grow and as they move on to different things. So when dealing with identity, it's important to know who you are and where you are right now. Because when you understand who you are and where you are right now, you can communicate with your potential ideal clients out there in a better way, because they are likely to be you of the past and wanting to be you of the now or you of the future. So identity is vital for us to be able to really nail our communication at a level that reaches people at the heart. For me, that's important in my business. And for many of the people that I surround myself with, that's important in their business. So we can be discovering our identity all the time, but it's important to know who you are and where you are right now. So it's Monday morning. I've been at the house, at my desk, working on several different things today. That's part of my identity. I am a person that is able to cope with many things at once. And I know that not everybody is like that. I recognize that that is different to other people. That's about knowing who I am, where I am, and being able to tell people that it's okay. You don't have to be me, and you don't have to be like me. You don't have to be anything like me. The things that I do are learned behaviors. I learned to be a leader and have an ability to manage multiple projects and multiple tasks. Many women have this innate ability because we manage multiple children and multiple jobs and chores, as well as holding down careers. We have that innate ability. Sometimes it just needs a bit of work. So identity is who you are right now and how you connect with your audience. And that's the work that's going on behind the background. That's the writing work and the thinking work. You are going to be seeing through August some of the physical work and some of the before photos from my property, so that when it comes to September, I can start releasing after photos and during photos of what the contractors are doing and how they're ripping stuff out and changing things and morphing what is a beautiful building into something else and giving it a new identity. So I have a new identity for this amazing building that I own in Dalbeattie coming up. And I have this amazing thing coming for you guys that's going to help you to really understand who you are and where you are. So that's what's happening in my world. You will see me popping on live intermittently throughout the week when I've got something to tell you or something to share with you. And there won't be any Tuesday night live for the duration of from now till the end of August, but you'll see lots more of me. Okay, I will catch up with you very soon. If you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me, DM me, leave it in the comments. Tell me if that has made sense to you, whether you're interested. Let me know, because it's important to communicate, and it's important that the communication goes two ways. And I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week, guys. Bye for now.